Ian Bremmer, The Fat Tail, The Power of Political Knowledge for Strategic Investing. In the book, The Fat Tail, The Power of Political Knowledge for Strategic Investing, author Ian Bremmer highlights the need for businesses and investors to pay more attention to the unpredictable nature of political events and their potential impact on markets. The term fat tail refers to the increased likelihood of dire consequences due to these events. The summary discusses various types of political risks, their sources, and the importance of managing them effectively. Considering factors such as regime nature, stability, and government transparency can help organizations better anticipate and cope with political risk. By understanding the impact of such events, businesses can prepare and adapt their strategies accordingly.
Understanding political risks. The occurrence of catastrophic political events is likelier than what many believe, and it's necessary for organizations to give them much more attention. These events are referred to as fat tails, indicating the unexpectedly thick tails on the tail end of distribution curves that measure risks and their impact. Political risks can arise from any political event that can influence asset values or financial performance. Although ignoring political risk management is not illegal, it's imprudent. Risk assessment can be achieved using various tools and analytical approaches, but it's pointless if communication failures and bureaucratic biases prevent decision-makers from obtaining the information they need. The 9/11 terrorist attacks serve as an example of the consequences of such biases and failures by the U.S. intelligence. The art of political risk management. The conquest of the Aztec Empire by Spanish conquistadors exemplifies the most significant challenge in political risk management, dealing with the utterly unpredictable. While political risks can be predictable, they are often ignored. Accurately providing probabilities for rare and potentially devastating events is challenging, but there are useful methods and approaches such as isolating, smoothing, warning, agility, alliances, environment shaping, and devil's advocate. This book provides a guide to navigating the unknown and minimizing exposure to political risks. Managing geopolitical risks. Geopolitical events can have long-lasting and far-reaching effects, often transforming the economic world. Though analyzing such risks can be frustrating due to their complexity and lack of specificity, companies can prepare for the consequences and minimize their impact. This can be done by recognizing the existence and likelihood of risk events, and structuring operations accordingly to move out of threatened areas, plan various risk scenarios, and ensure against risks such as expropriations and embargoes. To assess the market impact of political risks, it is essential to consider the nature of the regime, ideological forces at work, the composition of the government, and the transparency of the government. Managing geopolitical risks requires adaptability and a willingness to cultivate paranoia, recognizing that there is no template for dealing with the unknown. Predicting instability. The likelihood of instability in a country can be estimated by combining quantitative indicators with qualitative assessments. Iran's Islamic Revolution in 1978 was sudden but not entirely unpredictable. Domestic instability falls into 5 categories: revolutions, civil wars, state failure, coups d'état, and riots. Companies must prepare for political disputes, civil strife, and instability. The young are more likely to engage in violent protests, and terrorism is likely to continue as long as disaffected groups have access to weapons. Managing political risks. The threat of expropriation continues to pose a significant risk to businesses, despite its decreased occurrence. Companies should aim to ensure that there are multiple stakeholders invested in their projects to mitigate against expropriation. Joint ventures and contracts can also provide disincentives for expropriation. In addition to expropriation risk, regulatory risk in highly developed economies can be a costly pitfall for companies. Warning systems and political forecasting can assist in identifying and preparing for specific contingencies. By utilizing the framework of obsolescent bargaining theory, businesses can understand the constantly shifting balance of power between themselves and governments. However, Biases can hinder the assessment and management of political risks, so policies must aim at understanding the different perspectives between corporations and local stakeholders. Overall, political risks are a crucial consideration that should be integrated into a risk management system.
The key takeaway from the fat tale is that political risks should not be ignored or underestimated. Although many political events may seem distant and their effects hard to predict, their consequences can be devastating for businesses and investors. Organizations need to remain flexible, creative, and knowledgeable in managing these risks. By recognizing the existence and probability of such events, structuring operations to minimize their impact, and ensuring against possible risks, businesses can be better prepared for the ever-changing and unpredictable global political landscape. Developing a comprehensive risk management system that includes political risk assessment is not only vital for current operations, but increasingly crucial in a globalized world.